As the search for the missing continues in Kerr County, records reviewed by NBC5 Investigates raise new questions about whether local officials could have used the nation's wireless emergency alert system to better warn people in the path of the flood. Along with our partners at NBC News, we scoured a FEMA archive of cell phone alerts sent through FEMA's Integrated Public Alert and Warning System, or IPAWS, a system many local counties, including Kerr County, are authorized to use to issue warnings to all cell phones in a designated area. It's the same system used to send Amber Alerts. The FEMA message archive shows as the water began rising in Kerr County on July 4th, the National Weather Service did send a flood warning to cell phones as early as 1:14 a.m. But Weather Service forecasters cannot issue instructions on whether to evacuate or wait for rescue. Those messages are up to county or city officials. And the FEMA archive shows Kerr County did not send any wireless alerts through IPAWS on the 4th when the flooding began. Some families say they did receive what's called a Code Red alert from Kerr County that's similar to an IPAWS message. But Code Red only reaches people who signed up for alerts.
Most of the people I talked to didn't even know what Code Red was.
Lewis and Leslie Kasurik shared a screenshot of the Kerr County Dispatch Code Red they received, saying major flooding continues. But the Kasuriks say that message didn't hit their phones until after 10 a.m. By then, one flood gauge in Kerr County shows the river had already risen about 30 feet. And the Kasuriks had taken this photo showing roads in their neighborhood were already cut off.
I'm mad because, like I told another lady, how many lives do we have to lose in order for them to fix the system? It's broken.
Kerr County has used the more wide-reaching IPAWS system to warn of flooding in the past. Last year, on July 23rd, the archive shows the county sent an IPAWS alert saying the Guadalupe River was expected to rise an additional 4 feet, telling people to avoid the river and move assets to higher ground immediately. So why no county IPAWS alert before the flood this time? NBC5 Investigates reached out to Kerr County Judge Rob Kelly and Emergency Management Coordinator William Thomas, but they did not immediately respond to questions. At a news conference last week, Kelly was asked why children's camps along the river were not evacuated.
I can't answer that. I don't know.
He said the county never expected water would rise so fast.
We didn't know this flood was coming. Rest assured, no one knew this kind of flood was coming.
Researchers who studied the IPAWS system tell us communities sometimes struggle to decide when to issue cell phone alerts, who should send those alerts, and what the messages should say. A struggle stemming in part, they say, from a lack of standardized nationwide policies.
There is no required training. There's no certification process currently within IPAWS.
Emergency alert researcher Jeanette Sutton explained it's up to each local government to write its own policies. She says that's created differences in how effectively the system is used in each community.
We need a lot of training, and we need the resources to help people to get trained.
Sutton's team at the University at Albany recently helped FEMA develop a tool local emergency managers can use to pre-plan more effective messages before disaster strikes.
They are generally facing a blank text box that says, insert message here. And you can imagine that in a situation where there's a lot of stress and uncertainty, that writing a message from scratch is very difficult.
In a statement to NBC5, FEMA said its IPAWS office encourages and supports practicing and exercising, and said the agency makes training tools available, enabling public safety officials to gain confidence using IPAWS.
It is really important to get it right when people's lives are on the line.
Sutton says cell phone alerts can be critical, especially in places like Kerr County, which doesn't have a siren warning system. But she says counties should also amplify alerts using tools like social media or even knocking on doors, as cell phone service is sometimes spotty in rural areas. On the morning of the July 4th floods, the Kerr County Sheriff's Department did use its Facebook account, posting messages around 5:30 a.m. warning of dangerous flooding, urging people to move to higher ground. Alerts that could reach social media users awake at the time, but would not sound a cell phone alert like an IPAWS message. At a news conference Wednesday, the sheriff said the county would look into whether evacuation orders should have been issued.
Sometimes evacuations is not the safest. Sometimes it's better to shelter in place.
And he pledged to examine why cell phone alerts did not happen sooner.
Those are important questions. We will answer those questions.
Questions with answers that might help other communities face the next disaster. Scott Friedman, NBC5 Investigates.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.